It's important that everyone understands that Richard Macker, my father, is primarily responsible for the discovery of what I have personally labeled the Purdue fraud scandal, which is absolutely the link between the mob and our sacred justice systems and so many of our sacred institutions that I absolutely believe beyond Florida and Volusia County, but this is the only place I've had time to investigate. I want to explain why and how this happened. You know, first of all, it's important to understand that I don't break the law. I never have. Well, take that back. When I was 17 years old, I broke the law. I did something very stupid. I agreed to be a getaway driver for my friend. I was 16 when it happened. I spent my 17th birthday in juvie. I agreed to be a getaway driver for something stupid. That caused significant embarrassment for my father as a narcissist. I understand that. I've always understood that. Now, but as an adult, other than maybe driving my drugs from one location to another in order to do them in peace, that's the only thing I've ever done to break the law. I was an addict. Not a law-abiding citizen, just an addict. Which is why my kid's mom, the mother of my two younger kids, is now deceased, Anna. You know, we had too much money and too immature and drugs and party lifestyle, and it led to her death. So that being said, when I was 33 years old, I got arrested and for robbery and for a battery charge, domestic violence, which was battery. And I had to serve 2 years felony probation. This happened just after I called my father over to into my home in the middle of the night and described to him my Kundalini experience. And to where he was sitting there like this, like jaw dropped, eyes wide, and at the time I was like, you know, he didn't say much, he stayed quiet. And what I've learned and what I've realized by retrospectively analyzing my experience and studying my father is he's a career criminal, you know, at a very high level. And that scared the shit out of him. It was 6 months prior that my robbery charge, my kid's mom got ripped off for $20 and the dude said he was gonna rip her tits off. I'm not a big drinker, I was drinking this day and she, you know, I had some liquid courage going on and she's like, are you gonna get my money back and be a man or are you just gonna be a pussy? Like she was talking to me like that. I was like, all right, so I decided to go try to get her money back and I jumped in the car with a car full of dudes and I started screaming at them and throwing stuff around and just acting crazy and I never even got my $20 back, but that was my robbery charge. That happened. 6 months later, I had my Kundalini experience. I called my father over to the house. Like within a month, I get arrested for domestic battery and robbery, which I know was instigated by my father. In December 2022, I'm pulling fraud records off. That's when I first started to locate fraud records on clerk.org. And I'm sharing the information with my father, like, you know, ignorantly and innocent, and showing him, like, look at all this. And he's playing. And meanwhile, this is a computer programmer. He programs computer software, you know what I mean? He programmed all of the software for Marriott Vacation Club Worldwide International, which he pilfered, but that's a totally different story. But so he's a smart man and he's acting stupid. He's just playing dumb and I don't understand. Just go away. Well, a week later, I get arrested at the FBI. So I'm gonna have to subpoena those records too. But I know it's always been my father, and caused by the because my father is, and I've always known, you know, that he had fear. He's driven by fear. I just didn't know, what is he so damn afraid of, you know? And so that's how I got him to admit that he was touched as a little boy. And that being touched as a little boy led to a career criminal lifestyle, you know, and making many contacts within our community. And through his cousin Jimmy also, who has government contracts and government contacts. He lives right by Washington, D.C., highly intelligent guy. Not as damaged as my father, I don't believe, but potentially. I don't know him too well. But I know it was the two of them are responsible for my discovery of the Purdue fraud, what I've labeled the Purdue fraud scandal. And it's because when I was 16 years old, I agreed to be a getaway driver, and that embarrassed the shit out of my father. And for that reason, that's how this escalated. But it's important to understand, I don't break the damn law. That's why I can stand here in so much confidence and call Chitwood's ass the fuck out, because I'm a law-abiding citizen. I treat every human being the way that I want to be treated. And so for them to do what they did to me and try to take my life, I will not stop, not only until Sheriff Chitwood isn't elected. I'm not going to stop until he's behind bars where he belongs, because as the sheriff of Volusia County, I should have been able to come to you and get that problem resolved. And I couldn't, because the man's a damn criminal. So in my mind, the only reason an idiot narcissist, like a retarded narcissist, is what I call him now, my retarded narcissist father, the only reason he could get away with doing what he did is because our sheriff is a piece of shit. All right, so for me, this all falls back to Sheriff Chitwood. There would be no Purdue fraud scandal if it wasn't for an idiot sheriff, you know? So I'm gonna make this short. That's about it. Have a good one.